Weren't you on some show? Didn't that happen? I remember you posted that shit.
Yeah, I was on Judge Jerry.
Judge Jerry, there we go. That's why she came at you. You were
I
like,
definitely was.
I dead ass watched that shit.
I'm a different kind of traveler. I have a tribe.
Okay.
I'm someone who will use websites and
Yeah.
apps and like,
Yeah.
I don't know you, but I'm
Right.
at your house right now. And
Oh, dope.
now we're having this Anthony Bourdain-ass conversation and you're cooking me food and
snap. You
I'm
getting
on
home cooked
my
food?
food blogger shit. Like,
Oh, shit.
you know, first of all, fuck Wayne Isaacs, the person who murdered my uncle. It was July 3rd. It was like midnight, so it was the 4th. And he was in the car with his family, just driving, and fuck Daily News.
I love that you say with a smile.
It's really, really hard to create community these days where people are like, you know what? We're not gonna stand for that. We're not doing that. We're gonna come together, all of us, and shut this shit down because what's going on?
Let's go. It's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know. So yeah,
we got Ziggy motherfucking Gold in the crib. What's up?
What's up?
Yo, let's say, let's talk to the people and let them even know how we even met. You remember?
I was working at Melissa.
Right.
And you were
working at UPS.
UPS.
Delivering packages.
I don't even know how did we start talking?
I don't know, but I remember we ended up smoking in some alleyway.
We ended up sharing a blunt. And then you played me some music.
Yeah.
And I think I sang you a song.
That's a fact.
I definitely sang you a song. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I remember I was asking you because when I met you, that was right before I started the podcast. And I remember starting the podcast and reaching out to you, and I'm like, yo, you gonna be on my podcast? And you're like, yeah, just give me a minute. And then like it's been months later. So what's up? Talk to me. What about that? Why you're good?
So I just wasn't ready to speak on this kind of platform yet. Even though, I feel like this is a little bit different than doing an Instagram live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just wasn't ready to speak on anybody's platform at the moment. I've had other people ask me to do interviews, magazine interviews, like little articles and stuff like that, and I just have not reached out. But I'm ready now. I feel like I've taken enough time, and I'm ready to speak more about myself and about things that's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the world.
Weren't you on some show? Didn't that happen? I remember you posted that shit.
I was on Judge Jerry.
Judge Jerry, there we go. That's why she came at you. You were
I definitely was.
I dead ass watched that shit. She's like, yo, you got what you paid for. You're like, you got what you paid for. She wanted all this extra shit.
Yeah, I was on the show with Gypsy J. Free. Shout out to Gypsy, Judge Jerry, R.I.P. Jerry. That was really fun. It was an experience. We had a little bit of beef because I do nails, and she wanted me to give her some Cardi B nails, but she didn't have no Cardi B money.
That was a line, right?
That was my line.
Right.
But that was fun. It was a fun experience.
Now,
I was on the show.
How did you even get that encounter? How did that?
These shows, they be pulling people in. You know what I mean? It was actually Gypsy pulling me in, saying, "Hey, we got this thing. I want you to come with me. We're gonna go be on Judge Jerry." And we just went and did it. I actually did do those nails.
Oh, snap. That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a friend I had recently on the podcast. Shout out Trilla Casanova. He was on the Black Ink Crew on the 10th season, and it was almost the same thing. He said, "He's just, yo, I just responded to a post and I went to a spot and then it's like
literally, it's like that. We ended up communicating with some people and." You know, they called us and got us out to the show, and it was a really fun experience. Gypsy is actually a dope-ass singer. She's also in the band IGBO.
okay.
And she just dropped some music.
All right.
But yeah.
Shout out her.
Shout out Gypsy.
Hey, that's what's
She's
up.
in Houston.
What kind of music?
That's my Houston family.
Hey, yeah.
What kinds of music? Gypsy's a rock star.
Mm.
She is rock and roll. So I would say it's like artsy, I don't know, rock and roll, R&B. You know?
And did you meet her during your time working in the industry? And if you want to break that down a little bit, because they don't know, like, what did you?
To meet Gypsy. Where should I go with it?
Say how you met Gypsy, and then we could talk further into how you met certain artists and how that made you feel, and what did that brought to you and brought to your life.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. How did I meet Gypsy? I think I met Gypsy through my friend Marshawn, who was another artist and just dropped a project. Shout out to Marshawn. Mm-hmm. Marshawn's one of my best friends. Okay. And they're from Houston, Texas. So I think I met them just being outside, being young and crazy, and like I bumped into Marshawn in Williamsburg, and he was like on some trippy shit, and I was like, this nigga's crazy. And we've been mad close ever since. This was years ago, so they've been my friends for around 10 years now. Wow. Yeah.
Nice. That's good that you could maintain that relationship. Sometimes relationships don't even last that long.
Yeah,
right?
no, these are my people. Like, Marshawn and Gypsy have a group called Been Trippy, and they've brought a lot of artists together and a lot of people together, and we've like done really cool shows, and them themselves individually do a lot of really cool things as far as art is concerned. Marshawn paints his face white, and he has a story to that. He just released a book. Dear Artist, Everyone Is Your Friend, which is a really good book because it's informational about how we can sustain these relationships in the industry, and just how to utilize people and not necessarily think to throw people away, but sustain the relationship within boundaries. You know what I mean? Because you can learn from everyone that you come in contact with.
It's true. It takes time. It's like watering a plant, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, some plants die, but you have to move on, you know, and go for the green thumb. You know what I mean? I think as a plant mom or dad, I think the
Are you a plant mom?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not a plant mom. I want to be a plant mom, but I'm not at the moment. I think that
what plant would you want?
A lot of work.
What plant would you want? All right,
so
you want an easy
plant.
plant.
I want an easy plant. I feel like a snake plant is like.
You know those damn, I forgot the fucking
or
word.
Fern. I like fern. A fern. Or even a chia. Like
a chia?
Yeah, chias
you want a
are
chia
dope.
pet?
Yeah.
The ones that grow from the head, or like
molded into my face.
Oh.
And then like the chia seeds will be my hair.
All right, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm into stuff like that.
I do that shit.
I hope I can.
You can, not hope.
Trying to make
you
it
can
happen.
do that shit. You can do that shit. Why not?
Do they even still make that?
I feel like you can. Yeah, they definitely do.
Oh.
You just said it. Like it's ingrained.
Yeah,
it's probably
out there. It's
out there, right?
Yeah,
you just gotta start it. Have you ever thought of an idea, some wild idea?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Do you want to say one right now?
No.
You want to hold it to yourself?
I want to hold it to myself. I'm gatekeeping.
It hasn't been out yet. You don't see it on the market.
No,
all right. Oh shit.
Gatekeeping
shit.
my ideas.
We're gonna talk about it later. All right. So you traveled a lot too, right? Like you said, you've been here and there. Talk to me about your travels.
A lot of my traveling has been me just being nosy. And
well, you're just like, ooh, I want to try out this place. I want to see how it's like.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
Right.
And I am a I consider myself a worldly person, so I'm a different kind of traveler. I have a tribe.
Okay.
I'm someone who will use websites and
Yeah.
apps and like
Yeah.
I don't know you, but I'm
Right.
at your house right now. And
Oh, dope.
now we're having this Anthony Bourdain ass conversation,
Ah.
and you're cooking me food and
Oh,
like
snap. You're
I'm
getting
on
home
my
cooked
food
food?
blogger shit. Like
Oh, shit.
you know,
You don't even know what I'm trying right now.
yeah. A lot of my stories are really crazy, but I think that Thailand was the craziest. How I went was I found this company and they were looking for people to chaperone some badass privileged kids who their parents were just sending them off for the summer, and
They just wanted someone to take care of them.
and they wanted somebody to ride with them through the flights and get them safely to the program.
But that's dope. You're getting paid to do all that, and
No,
you're getting the trip.
I didn't even get paid.
What
What
the
they
fuck?
did was, what they did was they paid for our flights,
Okay.
and then whatever we did in the country, like we had to stay in the countries that we ended up in until
Right.
the kids' program was over.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for 4 weeks. We stopped in Singapore. I did a trip in Japan, and then I went to Thailand. I spent most of my time in Thailand.
How was when you went to Phuket?
I didn't go to Phuket. I actually went to
You'd be like, fuck it,
I
right?
went to like their red light district. So I was in
Oh, shit.
Pattaya.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was in Pattaya.
Were you like, did
Pattaya's crazy.
you dabble?
I didn't dabble.
Okay, I'm just saying,
I
why'd you
didn't
go
dabble.
there?
I
Why'd
didn't-
you go there?
I didn't hire any prostitutes.
I'm just asking because you said you like I didn't go here, but I went
I
here.
definitely didn't smash
Right.
no young Thai shorty. Like
I don't know what you into. Hey,
I thought I found it. Like I was like, what's Pattaya? And I just
okay,
picked and went. You know.
okay, hell yeah.
I
Oh, so you
probably
didn't even
should've
know?
went. I didn't even know
Oh,
where I
you're
was going
wildin'.
until I got there, and I was like, "Damn, there's a lot of like big ass Russian and German men walking around with young Asian girls. What's going on?"
Right.
And then like I had gotten to a conversation with some Australian dude in a McDonald's, and he
How was
thought
that?
I was a prostitute. He thought I
For
was
real?
a Nigerian prostitute.
Damn. And then when you hit him with the English,
Yeah, I was
What
like,
happened?
bro, I'm from Brooklyn. I was like, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, nah, you know? I was like, you're wildin'.
yo,
But
that's crazy.
yeah, it was really crazy. Thailand is lit.
I wish that was recorded.
Me
Would
too.
have been viral.
Yeah, I probably would have went viral because he was like, I don't even want to get into that conversation. He was really crazy. But how I sustained myself during this trip was I used this website and
What website?
couch surfers.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
did
gonna-
the couch
I
surfing?
did couch
You did the
surfers.
couch
I'm not
surfing.
gonna keep couch
No.
surfers
You ever
'cause,
tried
like, I fuck with them.
hostels?
Yeah, I have stayed in hostels.
Hostels are
before.
dope.
But
You can find dope hostels.
I like couch surfers.
For
I
real? You
really
prefer
like
it?
I prefer it.
Really?
I prefer
You
it.
put a stamp on it.
I put a stamp on
I
it.
saw the way you just bowed your head
You know
down
what?
to it.
I stayed with like 3 or 4 different people from couch surfers in Thailand.
Yeah.
And like the different houses and places that I was in was really dope. And I got to have my
Nice.
own spot at one point.
Yeah?
In exchange for me hanging out with one of the people that gave me the spot.
What do you mean? Break that down. What do you mean by own spot? You had your own
Like
crib?
my own
your
condo, like yeah.
Word?
Yeah, so I met one of the guys that I only stayed with men.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't stay with any women because I just feel like I can't really read women like that. And we lied too good. Like, I didn't want to end up in the sex trafficking thing because some chick told me I was going to go to a club and now I'm in a group of Russian mobsters.
Right,
They were
right.
like, you're going to be a prostitute now. Like, I don't know. So I stayed with men. And a lot of the men that I stayed with a Cameroonian man, a Japanese man, and a Thai dude. So I stayed with 3 different dudes.
How was that?
It was really dope. The Cameroonian man, he didn't really have much.
Okay.
And his apartment was very tiny. I mean, the kitchen was in the bathroom, and that was like on a patio, which wasn't a patio. Like his room situation was really crazy. He wasn't there when I was like resting and chilling, but he did come back and bring me some African food from Thailand, which was really dope. And
Okay,
we had
how
a
was that?
dope ass it was fucking delicious.
What would you eat?
It was fish
Okay.
and like fufu, I think.
Fufu?
Yeah, fufu is like a
Fufu
pounded-
sounds like...
Oh, you don't know
like,
what these
I
things
don't
are?
want it. Like, that just sounds like fufu.
Fufu's like a
Fugazi.
not fugazi. Fufu is we call it in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian, so we call it a pounded yam. and it's basically like a yam that's pounded, and it's a sticky kind of texture. But I think you would compare it to potatoes.
Okay. Sweeter?
No flavor really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
But it's just filling.
It's very filling. It's very filling. So I think he brought me that and like some fried fish and like some sauces, which was really good. Cameroonian food is delicious. So there's like a small community there.
Okay, so but you didn't spend too much time with him.
No, I just spent. So the time that I spent with him was like a couple of hours before my bus ride to Pattaya. I stayed with a Japanese man who worked for Mercedes-Benz.
In Pattaya?
No, in Bangkok.
In Bangkok.
And his building like doubled as like a hotel, so they would come and change his sheets in his apartment. And
shit.
He had an infinity pool on his roof, and they would bring you smoothies.
Woo.
It was really nice. So in exchange for staying with him, he wanted me to like teach him English and like have conversations with him about the things that were going on in the U.S.
Did you teach him slang?
I didn't teach him any slang. We spoke a lot about Black Lives Matter because at that time, that's what was like heavily really going on.
Okay.
And it was even more sensitive for me because my uncle was murdered by a police officer, I think 2017.
Yeah.
So my flight was like right after that happened. That was on July 4th of either 2016 or 2017. I don't remember. But
you want to break that down a little bit? Like what happened? Or?
First of all, fuck Wayne Isaacs, the person who murdered my uncle. It was July 3rd. It was like midnight, so it was the 4th, and he was in the car with his family, just driving, and you know, they got into like a little road rage incident, and Wayne Isaacs said that my uncle like got out the car and like assaulted him through his window and this, that, and the third, but that's not what the cameras show. My uncle kind of like started to approach his car and he just shot him in the chest. And this was like not far from my house. Like, you know, it was really, really crazy. So.
You know what that shit reminds me of? It's like all the shit that like white people get away with in the. You
know what? He wasn't white.
Oh, damn.
He was an off-duty NYPD black officer, but of course, like, they still protected him. You know what I mean? He still twisted the story and the narrative, and he wasn't charged with anything.
Sheesh.
So I personally feel like the NYPD is a gang. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter the skin tone.
It doesn't matter the skin tone. Like, once you join, you're a part of a gang, you know? It's going to take a lot of work to do police reform, but it's a gang, you know? So they protected him, and he was untouched. We protested, we marched.
When was this?
July 4th, 2016, I believe it was. Yeah. Either 2016 or 2017. I don't remember the year. I would have to look. But it was in the news. Like, people were knocking on my door from Daily News, and, you know, my name was in an article, and I got in trouble because I spoke to one of the reporters. Like,
why are you getting in trouble? What you mean?
Because my family didn't really want me speaking to the reporters, and they like knocked on the door one day, and it was mad early, and I was like, "What the fuck," you know? And I kind of said my piece because I was angry, you know. Yeah. And they did put what I said in an article and try to make it seem like, you know, we were gonna retaliate against this man or whatever the case may be, but. It was a really tough time.
So you're asking someone when it's so fresh. It's like, maybe ask me in 3 years how I feel about it, but like...
Yeah, like you're here, shit just happened like a week ago or a couple of days ago, and you're like knocking on our door 7, 8, 9 in the morning. You know what I mean? It was that type of vibe, so... Fuck Daily News.
I love that you say it with a
smile. Or any of these publications, they don't really cover the shit that they're supposed to cover anyway, right? Like, so a lot
they
of
want you to see.
It's negative. That a lot of the stuff is negative, and the things that the agendas that they're pushing. So there's that.
What do you think the agenda is?
Division and negativity and poverty. You know what I mean? To create fear. Keep people scared of each other, you know, stuff like that.
That brings something to mind. I was looking at this post, and this guy was talking about the richest man in history. Like, Montezuma. And
From Africa.
Right.
Okay.
And
The king.
Yeah. And then they got into the meaning of economía, which I'm guessing not the Spanish, maybe it's Latin, but it's the same thing in Spanish. But anyway, he was saying that it's the lack of what people are lacking is, I'm butchering this, but is what's helping the economy. Let me just say this right. So I want to just say it right because I actually posted on my Instagram today.
Keeping people in lack.
So yeah, the study of lack. Someone has to be lacking. You cannot have a working economy without a flow of money. If you have an equilibrium, the economy bankrupts. If you have an equilibrium, you cannot have an economy.
And it's very true.
Right. So
I mean, I feel like I don't like, I'm an Aquarius.
I love your laugh.
I don't like putting myself in boxes, but if you're someone who is woke, you know what I mean? Meaning you have knowledge of your space and your body and the people around you. You're empathetic. You are, you're just someone who stays tapped into what's going on around you. You're very aware. You know what I mean? And I feel like we all know, even if it's subconscious, we all know that there's a system in place, multiple systems designed by specific people, and we're playing into it. We're feeding into it. It's really, really hard to create community these days where people are like, you know what? We're not gonna stand for that. We're not doing that. We're gonna come together, all of us, and shut this shit down because what's going on? And I feel that way about New York and the rent. Like, why aren't we protesting? Why aren't we why aren't we fighting for our homes? Why aren't we fighting for our space and the money that's inside of this city? New York City, there's so much fucking money here.
So much fucking
and
money.
The fact that so many people live below the poverty line, so many of my friends and family members can't find anywhere to fucking live because we cannot afford it. Yet this is where we were born. This is where we were raised. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot for us to be like, all right, you know, I do feel like there's change happening in the world, but within that change is a lot of ignorance and people unwilling to alter where they're comfortable at.
It's what has to happen though, right? Because that's the changing of the dynamics. If you look at history itself, some people decided to go to America, some people didn't, right? Like throughout history, some people took chances, some didn't.
Right.
You know? What can I say about life? You know, I think about what you're saying to me, and you're absolutely right. But I ask you this question. What is the system that we should live? You know? And how would it work to feed people's egos? Because you cannot kill the ego, unfortunately. Ego is what creates people, is what creates greed, is what creates aspirations, is what creates the whole motion of society.
There's nothing wrong with being a millionaire or a billionaire, but there is something wrong with there being a 1%. You know what I mean? There's enough money to go around. And this conversation, or what I'm about to say, makes me think about Akon and him being in Ghana and working with the Chinese to help build Ghana, right? They gave him $1 billion to put lights and bring water. There's nothing wrong with being at the top, but when you are at the top and it's at the expense of someone else's child, someone else's life, their livelihood, you know, I'm not going to just say because you're on the top of someone, it's like you're on the top of people's shit. You know what I mean? Like, people's children die, people's children get sick, women specifically have miscarriages and can't get pregnant and deal with a lot of emotional things. So I just feel like there isn't emotional awareness when it comes to systemic racism, when it comes to capitalism, when it comes to like the democracy and the Republicans versus the Democrats, all of these things, there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with having a just system. There's nothing wrong with having law and boundary. But there is something wrong with all of those things when there's an expense and it's costing someone's life, their livelihood. You know what I mean? There are countries where shit just works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things aren't perfect, but people have access to clean water, healthcare. Everyone has a place to live.
It's reasonably priced.
If there is for them and their families and their growing families, they're able to move from this place to that place.
Germany, isn't it 2 months you can have here in America if you're pregnant? Like when you just had a kid, you get 2 months maternity leave, or how much?
I think it's 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
That 2 months? Yeah.
Yeah. So in Germany, you know how long they get?
I think they get like 3 or 4 months or something like that, or 8 months or something. They get like something crazy. It's the same in Copenhagen.
You know how much they get? 2 years.
2 years?
2 years paid.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, right?
It's amazing.
Because you need that time with your child. The mother needs that time with her child.
To teach your child.
Just have time with the child.
Them.
Yeah, exactly. If you're always working constantly because you have to pay this and have to pay that, have to pay this.
Yeah.
And even if you do have the bread to pay for somebody to take care of them, you're still not getting that connection yourself.
But somehow people in other countries still think that people in the U.S. we think that we're better. You know what I mean? And it's just like, how? How? Yeah, it's fun here. It's fun. But we're struggling. It's like the white people, the black people, the Asians, everybody. We're struggling. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of stuff here going on in this country that's unnecessary. You know?
Talk about it.
I think the number one thing is like the racial injustice and like the systemic racism. It's like give it up. You know, it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like the fact that someone else might be able to get a job quicker than another person because of their skin color is like, you know, it's ridiculous. I don't know.
But you yourself have experienced many different jobs, right? And you got them based out of your skill and based out of your personality.
Or just off of sheer luck. Because, my personality. Because people are like, oh, you're personable. You're funny. We'd love to work with you. You know? And then there's the other side of it that's like, oh, she's not the ghetto black girl. She has, what do you call that? She has enunciation. And, you know, she's well spoken.
Right.
You know? She's not out here, niggas, bitch, what? Ski. I'm just, but I am though. Like, I just don't do that around y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You like that song?
I like that song. I like that song. I like Sexy Red. Shout out to Sexy Red. She fine as hell. Yeah. But yeah, I just feel like it starts within. And one thing that I've really been seeing reoccurring for the last couple of weeks is like discipline. I need to learn how to have discipline. You have to learn how to discipline yourself. Ending racism comes with discipline. You have to be able to say, you know what? Let me give this person a chance. No matter what I think, you know, maybe I shouldn't clutch my purse. Let's see what happens. Maybe he'll just walk by. You know, like it comes with discipline. You have to train yourself. Anything in life you do. If you want to save money, you have to have discipline. If you want to be able to get up and go to work on time, you have to have discipline. If you want to be able to have a great schedule, you have to have discipline. With your children or your pets, you got to have discipline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's been days where my dog's been looking at me like, bitch, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
what's going on? I need to use the bathroom.
I need a walkie walk.
What the fuck? I do this shit right here. You know?
Yo, what kind of dog you have?
Cane Corso Pit.
Wow.
Yeah. And I walk Ginger without a leash.
Ginger.
Everybody knows her.
Is she ginger?
She is ginger. She's ginger colored. And her name is Ginger Denise Gold.
Oh.
Yeah, she has a whole name. Her birthday was on 9/11 actually. So she's a Virgo. Very like on my body.
I feel like for that part that was just quiet, I might just put crickets.
She's a Virgo. Ginger's a really good dog. I love my dog.
Yeah.
She's my first dog. And I've had her for 7 years.
Wow. And it's only been you and her?
She lives with me and my family.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So you have people to help?
No. I'm the
it's
only
only
person
you?
who walks her. So
okay.
if I'm not around, I gotta pay for that. You know
Oof,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. It sucks, but hey.
Now, where would you like to see yourself in the future? What would you say is your moment? Or not even that, just where would you feel or find your peace if you haven't already?
I'm a struggling artist. You know, there's things that I need to be able to create my art, and I'm busting my ass for those things. And I think that once I can acquire the perfect setup, I'd be at peace. But there is no perfect setup, right? There isn't.
No.
So for me, the perfect setup is just having the things to get going. And I don't even have that right now. Like my laptop broke, and I was trying to do different things and have different people fix it and just different stuff. And then I finally just gave it to my friend who has it. Shout out to my friend Amar. Mad love, that's my bro. I like trying to fix that, but my laptop is like the biggest thing. Like I need that to start DJing again and just doing the things that I do, doing my photography again, stuff like that. So I think that once I have my laptop back, I'll be good. Yeah. I'll be good. The money's just gonna flow.
Flow?
It's just gonna flow.
How was it DJing before? Where have you DJed?
I was doing small parties.
What was your DJ name?
My name, ZIGGEE Gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So shout out ZIGGEE motherfucking Gold.
Yeah, like I'm a singer. Like you know, I don't have any music out. I have one song out.
What's the name of the song?
The name of the song is Ode to Divina.
Ode to Divina.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I named it that because in the song I'm saying relax and chill, and that's a line from Divina's song, Come Over to My Place, which is an old 90s song. Shout out to Divina. She's one of my favorite 90s artists. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Yeah, I just took that line from her song and I just, you know, rode with it. But my song is just like me saying that over and over again. Relax and chill. You know what I mean? Over and over. And it's like more of like a dance club track, I guess.
Hypnotizing.
Yeah. But yeah, Ode to Divina is a great song.
Nice.
I like that song.
Shout out to that.
Yes.
Now, do you have any wild stories that you've encountered just living in New York City, growing up here? Wild, it could be anything. It could be like you seen on the train, in a party, or...
I've seen all kinds of shit.
I know.
I've seen all kinds
crazy.
of shit on the train. I saw somebody stab somebody on the train tracks before.
What the fuck?
It was like some gang shit. This happened when I was young. I was little, and I was with somebody. I can't remember who it was. I've seen people fucking on the train before. Like, in the bright lights of the train, just like some guy's getting his dick rode. I'm like, what is going on?
In the track?
On the 6 train. The Bronx, man. What's going on with those people? Like, what's going on in the Bronx? Are they okay? There's be mad shit happening over there. The Bronx is like wild, wild west. Different. I was just like, what the fuck?
Different.
I don't know. I think my wild stories are just like all of the really dope ass cool parties I was able to go to in my late teens, early 20s. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I just been to some crazy ass parties. I always tell people about my friend Choo Choo. Shout out to Choo Choo and A Hood. I always tell people about Choo Choo's Cinco de Mayo party. My friend Prince. Okay. Shout out to DJ Prince. Was DJing, and Choo Choo, one of his pipes bust in his apartment. Oh, shit. And, like, the water was just running down the fucking walls, and we just didn't give a fuck. We was in there dancing and splashing in the fucking water, fucking, we were high as shit. There was a big-ass blunt, you know, going around, and we're just, like, passing around this long-ass, godly, big-ass blunt. A Gotti? Is that what it's called?
One of that. Some people call it UAP, some people call it Gotti.
Like, it was crazy. It was one of the craziest fucking parties I ever been to. Like, niggas was doing dabs. Like, I was high, you know? And then the Prince was going in, and the music was so fucking good. We just dancing in the water and splishing, splashing.
No one give a fuck, not even...
We did put some trash cans and shit around, and, like, the water's falling into the trash cans. It was just lit. Like,
that's funny as fuck.
You know? Yeah. Shout out to Choo Choo. Like, that was a good-ass party.
Shout out to Choo Choo.
It was a great party.
Hell yeah. Are you still going to be doing your nails?
I'm still doing nails. I stopped because I am a nail tech. I stopped doing nails and traveling and doing them because I want to have the best quality products for my customers and my clients.
I respect that.
And I was like trying a few different things out that work for me to do a nail and have it last, you know? And I found some really good shit. I'm gatekeeping. And yeah, my prices are good. Yeah. I'm an artist. I love to do.
Nice. So you're gonna get like designs. your own design, label it onto the products that you're gonna get, right? So then people.
No. These are like just the products that I'll be using from other companies. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would love to have my own products, but like that's a whole nother.
But you could do that.
Yeah, I could.
You could work with other companies, right? And they could offer you like if you like a certain product. You good?
That shit is strong. Ooh. Shout out to Gazoo. You ever seen that tag? To the Moon?
Yeah.
One of my favorite artists. Gazoo, he's a dope ass artist.
And this is his weed?
These are his pre-rolls. He has a couple of different flavors and some
this shit looks like Cheetos.
Right. It's crazy, but it's covered in like diamond dust.
It is good.
Really good blunt. But yeah, I want to get back into doing nails. I could make my own products, so that would be.
No, I'm saying, but like.
With the.
There's companies, right? That let's say if you really like a product, right? You could get portions of it and have it sent to your crib, right?
Yeah.
And then you pay money for it, but it'll come blank, and you can put your own design on it, and then you could use it obviously for your clientele, but then you could also sell it to other
some companies they do a wholesale and they'll sell you the products and you can rebrand it and do it under your thing. So I'm getting into those. I'm a new nail tech. I'm a
What should we do?
I started doing nails during the pandemic. 2020. Okay. Yeah. And Yeah, but my mom's a hairstylist, and I grew up in salons and around beauty and makeup and hair and stuff like that. So naturally, it was
in your blood.
Yes, like I love nails. I love nail art. I love it. You know, it's a lucrative.
You fuck with the what's it called? The Russian
manicure?
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the Russian manicure, actually. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you're not supposed to cut off your cuticles. Everything in your body is there for a reason. You know what I mean? And I feel like with the Russian manicure, they really go high up and like go in on your cuticles.
My girl likes it because she says it's the best in terms of like staying.
Staying?
Like it doesn't break.
Okay, that must be the products. But the manicure in itself, why they call it Russian, is because they really lift up your cuticles and it just looks like a cleaner, like your nail looks wider and cleaner, you know what I mean? So they really go in. The products you use is, you know, the products you use, but that's why it's called the Russian manicure.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I think it's too much.
Okay.
It's too much. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, she's there for a while.
Yeah.
You're doing that.
It's a lot of work cutting off your cuticles because they have to be careful and make sure that you don't bleed, but they have to make it clean enough to where your skin can still grow back. Like, you know, and what's the point? You know, like, then why are you doing all of this? It's like, you know, if the cuticle is overgrown on the nail, it's good to just clean it up, but it's nice to just keep your cuticle and do your nails. You don't have to do the Russian manicure in order to have a nice, a long stay with your polish, the gel polish that you use.
Okay,
it's all about application. Yeah, it's all about application. If you're a good nail tech, like I've had my clients' nails last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. My nails, personally, when I have them on and I do them myself, I have them for like 2 months on my hands.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, you're getting your money, right?
Right. Why not?
Why not?
Hey.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, do you have any questions for me?
When you gonna drop your next music?
Woo!
Cause that shit you played me was hot.
Thank you.
And I think that you should definitely do that concept for the video and get it popping. Like, yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's all about getting it together. It has to be right timing. It's about putting a lot of money into it. You know, it's about making sure that the time is right and the vibe is right too. You know, I have a lot of things that I'm taking care of, and I want to make sure that when I do initiate it, it's going to be to the degree that I wanted it to be, you know?
Yeah.
But that's how I feel about it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, MFZIGG, ZIGG. I'm Ziggy Gold. You can find me on SoundCloud, Ziggy Gold, ZIGGEE Gold. You can listen to my mixes that I have up on there. There's only like 3 or 4, but they're good. They're real good. You know, if you're cleaning your house or you're cooking something, you're just chilling, vibing, you want to vibe a little bit, dance a little bit, you know.
Hey, fucking with that.
And where else am I? I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. That's it.
Alright.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ago, it's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know. So yeah.